Yeah, baby. Oh yeah, we are live. Tuvo, what's going on? Tuvo, how you doing, man? How you doing? Your boy Viper is live. We're back. I'm gonna know I'm a little early tonight, but I got Michelle in the building here. Figure we can get this live stream underway, get this party started. I'll give y'all a few minutes. I'll let YouTube send out the notification, and look at that. Oh my lord, YouTube sent out the notification immediately. I do love when YouTube sends out the notification on time. It's a beautiful thing. You all don't have to wait like 5-10 minutes before YouTube sends out the notification, letting you know that I'm live. You know that I'm live. As soon as I press the button, y'all know that I'm live. That's the best situation. What's happening? How y'all doing? Oh, we got Josh Quinones, man. I told you, Josh. I'm finally getting your name right. It's Quinones. I got it, baby. I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. And Quinones, I got it, baby. Oh, what's in your pocket? What's happening? What's happening? Trenton, I'm starting early, so you're right on time, man. You're right on time. Technically, whoa, we got the squad on deck. Oh my goodness. Hey, I like. Oh, hold on. You know, before I started, I'm glad I started early, so now I can go ahead and let me get her channel link because it's not in the description, so I need to go find it. Let me do that real quick. If I can paste that in the chat at some point. And we'll get started. Hopefully, y'all are doing well. Thank you for joining me on another edition of VypDrive. Y'all know how we do it each and every time I go out with these podcasts. I'll be back tomorrow night doing it again, of course, because that's what we do here. Okay, got the link there. All right, Joseph, Buzz, what's happening? Let me put her channel link in the chat. And boom, y'all, if y'all want to go check out Miss Michelle here, there is the link. But we got 11 people. All right, we got some people here. Let's go to work. Let's get the party started. Woo! Oh my goodness. This is VypDrive episode 90. 90. I cannot believe we are 90 episodes into the podcast, but here we are. And episode 90 brings one of the rising stars in the tech space, Miss Michelle Martinez, is coming up next on VypDrive. She's in the tech. She's in a Matic. She likes good tech. And we're going to have a chat next on VypDrive. What's up, people? This your boy Viper, the man about tech, and welcome back to another episode of VypDrive. This is the podcast about tech, hosted by the man about tech. And today, I have a rising star in the YouTube tech space. She's cinematic, she's technical, she is buttery smooth, she's getting it done. She is Miss Michelle Martinez. Hey, Michelle, how you doing?
Hey, what an introduction. Hi. What's up?
Oh, you've been watching me long enough to know that the intros are hot and on fire. How you doing? How you doing?
Good. It feels different though to be on this end because I get really amped up. I'm like super excited.
No doubt. Like I said, if you guys want to check her out, the link is there in the chat for you to do that. Michelle, thank you for joining me tonight. I appreciate your time.
Heck yeah. Thank you for having me. So excited.
No doubt. So, first question I ask every first-time guest who comes on the podcast, Michelle. We need to know what brought you to YouTube.
It's gonna be really, I guess a weird start. I started YouTube about like 8, maybe now 9 years ago. Starting off on a 2009 15-inch MacBook Pro and using that web camera because that's the only camera I had. And honestly, I liked the sound of people opening packages. Just the sound of viewing unboxing videos. I was like, I order things off of Amazon. I can do that too. And that's really how it started. And so it started with any package that I got. That's what I would record and upload. And little by little, since then my love for technology kind of grew, and that's kind of more in the direction that I went with it. But it started with just opening boxes.
So let me get this straight. If I heard you correctly, you've been on YouTube for what? You said 8 to 9 years now?
Yeah.
Wow. Yep. Wow.
I took a few breaks here and there for, stuff, but yeah.
So you recently crossed the milestone. Well, not really recently, but not too long ago, you crossed the YouTube milestone. So let me congratulate you on hitting 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I watch your videos. I love your content. You're getting it done. So shout out to you for that.
Thank you so much. Yes, it's been a long journey, but it's been awesome. It's been fun.
All right, so like I told you before we went live, I was looking at your catalog of videos and I ran into one that stuck out at me immediately. And it was your review of Apple's Magic Keyboard. Now, you have the Magic Keyboard for the 11-inch iPad Pro, but I was watching the video, Michelle. Now, let me be upfront with you all. Everybody that's listening and watching the live stream right now, You all know I love the Magic Keyboard. It's my favorite product this year. I have the 12.9 inch, but Michelle, I don't think she's a big fan of the Magic Keyboard. So let the listeners and the watchers know, what are your gripes with the Magic Keyboard? What's going on?
I think the biggest thing is for that price point, not having function keys.
Ooh, yeah.
Just that's the biggest thing. From coming from the Logitech, the Slim Folio, and having those function keys. So coming from that to the Magic Pro, to the Magic Keyboard, not having it, I found myself like aiming for those keys and not having it there. So it I don't know, it's really really hard. It just took me time to adjust to have to go to the actual physical iPad to turn up the volume, anything like that. So it took a little bit to adjust, but I like it. It's a nice case, but it's just missing a few things.
So your ultimate thought is that you like it, but it is missing a few things that you would like to see.
I think I'm okay with keeping it. So I was actually about to return it. I had started the return. I said, you know what, for the price point and for missing the function keys, I don't think it's worth it. So I was about to, and then I went back to the Logitech Pro, and after using it, it didn't feel good. I missed the trackpad is amazing. I love that feature. And just the 2 days that I used it with the trackpad, I got hooked. So that's when I realized I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna keep it. I'll overlook the function keys.
Man, the trackpad on the Magic Keyboard is next level. It completely transforms your experience with the iPad Pros. It's absolutely amazing. So I'm curious, how has your experience been with battery life with the Magic Keyboard?
Yeah, so I think it was like a tweet or something that you put out there that it drains the battery, because the backlit keyboard is constantly on, which is something that I hadn't noticed before, but that you pointed it out, I was like, oh man, it does stay on when the iPad goes to sleep. However, since I'm always at my desk, I always have a cable, and then if I'm using it at the bed, I have a cable there too. So for my usage, it's not a huge deal. I haven't, been like, oh man, it's at 5%. I need to go charge it. But I definitely see where you're coming from. Yeah.
Yeah, I always have mine plugged in as well. But I mean, if you don't have it plugged in, then the battery drain is epic. It literally drains like 30% of the iPad Pro battery. I mean, usually the iPad Pro by itself lasts for about 10 hours, but you put that Magic Keyboard on there, you're looking at 7 to 8 if you're lucky. So it's definitely a battery drain. But even with the battery drain, I am still in love with my Magic Keyboard. It's just so amazing. Definitely the best keyboard that Apple has ever made as far as an iPad Pro keyboard, because obviously you got other companies out there who have made better products than Apple, like Bridge and Logitech and things like that. But none of them is touching this Magic Keyboard, in my opinion. The keyboard on the Magic Keyboard is bar none.
Yeah, and it just has such a nice appeal to it, like look to it. I think is a Bridge that came out with like a Kickstarter or something that makes it look identical to the laptop, the MacBook Pro or something. And the thing that stopped me from backing it was the bezels that it had, especially on the 11 inch versus the 12 inch. There was like huge bezels around it to, to fit the trackpad, all the keys. I get that. So this Magic Keyboard is really, really nice. It's just a slim profile. It's a sexy device for sure.
It definitely is. So another product I want to ask you about, and for those of y'all listening on audio only, you can't see it, but the people that are watching me live on YouTube, you guys noticed that I am wearing my Sony WH-1000XM3 tonight. And I know Michelle picked up a pair for herself not too long ago. So what are your thoughts on the Sony? Because I think these are absolutely amazing.
Yeah, they're very, very comfortable. I totally block out all the noise. Especially during this whole quarantine time, I have my nephew here at home. So sometimes if he's running around screaming, I just put this on. My dog is barking. Peaceful.
Lights out. Woo!
Yeah. Exactly. So I like them, and I went with the black, and they look really, really good.
See. I'm a crazy man because I love these things so much. I got both colors, you all. I got the black and the tan because your boy Viper does not mess around. You all know how much I love these headphones. The best noise canceling headphones ever made. They're so good. I had to get them both. Luckily, I caught them both on a sale, but still, oh my Lord, I love these things.
Woo. Yeah, it was a good investment for sure. I'm glad I picked them up.
Oh, God, yes, absolutely. I mean, between the sound quality and the noise cancellation being top-notch. Now, obviously, there are a few things with the XM3s that I wish they would have, like multi-device support, like being able to connect and hot swap between multiple devices. That is not compatible with the Sony, so that kind of sucks. And the mic quality on them is very questionable at best, but the sound is awesome. The noise cancellation is top notch. The battery life, 30-hour battery life. I mean, good God, the headphones are just legit. I love them.
I bought them right at the nick of time. It was right before I left on a trip on an airplane or something. I think I was actually flying from Dallas to Chicago. And it was the real first time, the real test that I got, in the airport with people all around. And I just turned the noise canceling on. I was like, whoa. It was life changing. It was crazy. It was like this epiphany of like, wow, these are incredible headphones. And showed it to my parents, and my dad loved it. So sooner or later, I'm sure he's going to get a pair.
Oh, he definitely should. Now, obviously, these came back in 2018, so they're getting a little old, but Sony has yet to release a successor. I mean, why would they? I mean, the competition still has not caught up yet. Yeah, I have a pair of the Bose NC700s. They're not caught up to the yet. They're good, but they're not as good as these. And we know Microsoft released their own Surface headphones. They released 2 pairs so far. Still not as good as these Sony. So even though these are about 2 years old or almost 2 years old, the competition still has not caught up just yet.
Yeah, I was actually contemplating between the Bose and these when I was, on the market for some. And I don't know, the Bose I fell in love with those. They just feel so comfortable.
You mean the Sony, but yeah, the Sony's a legit.
Oh yeah, so yeah. I'm over here trying to multitask, reading the comments and like knowing what I'm saying. It's hard.
It's all good. It's all good. So looking at the type of videos that you do on YouTube, it seems like you are really into camera tech and camera accessories and things like that. So is that your chosen area of expertise or your chosen niche, or do you do other things besides camera videos, or what area of tech do you like to talk about?
Well, I think it started out as cameras because that's what I was doing also, whether it be as like a hobby or work in school. I was going for a digital production. So it seemed kind of easy to do content over that. But I love like all technology, whether it be video games, speakers, things for the computers, watches, anything like that. So anything I can get my hands on, that's technology. I love to do videos on that.
Yeah, I mean, you make all types of videos and things but like I said, it seems like you are mostly towards the camera accessories and things like that. But yeah, like I said, I love your content. I love what you're doing on the platform, and you are definitely getting it done.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, like, I mean, the camera stuff is just easy to come by because that's what I'm using all the time, not just for YouTube, but for work as well. So any new little addition, I think it's good to make a video out of it.
Isn't that so cool how when you have that creative outlet and you have that creative ability just to take anything that you have in your house or whatever the case may be and just make a video and make content about whatever you have? Isn't it beautiful though?
It is. It really is. And sometimes though I do get caught up in I need to get the new thing that's out now, which can get really, really expensive. But that's when I try to look at like, wait, have I done a review about this, or have I done an updated review for this and this? And that's when it gets like really cool because it's stuff that you already have that you can share information of.
Definitely. So what is your current smartphone of choice at the moment?
At the moment, I'm still with the iPhone 8 Plus. I've been holding out because I do want to upgrade to the newest, best one eventually whenever it comes out.
So what you're telling me is that you are highly interested in the iPhone 12 this year.
I am. Yep. Keeping my eye on that. And as soon as we can pre-order, I think that's what I'm going to go for.
All right. Now, are you going to get the 12 Pro, 12 Pro Max, or are you going to get the regular iPhone 12?
I think the Max probably. I mean, that's what I got with this one. I ended up getting the Max one. I mean, why not? Just go all the way.
So I heard in one of your videos that you prefer Apple products. I know you said you have a MacBook Pro, obviously you have the iPad Pro, the Magic Keyboard, you got an iPhone. What are your thoughts on Android and Android products in general? Or have you ever experienced or tried out any Android products, or what are your thoughts?
Yeah, several years ago, phone-wise, I haven't computer-wise used any Microsoft or anything like that. But phone, I went with the Note. It's the one with like it had the pen at the bottom. I don't remember which one it was. Note 8, maybe.
Right.
So I went to that for 2 years, and I think what kept bringing me back into Apple is just the ecosystem. So since I already had the 2009 MacBook Pro at that time, it was hard to sync any music, anything like that. It was just a struggle. And since then, I've just kind of stuck with Apple.
All right. So let's dig a little deeper. Let's dig a little deeper
Uh-oh.
because when I say Apple ecosystem, you know the Android fanboys. They get their panties in a bunch. They get a little mad. They get their britches all turned up. They want to come in the comment section and start flaming because they don't understand the impact of the Apple ecosystem. So Michelle, could you please explain to the people listening and watching right now the impact of the Apple ecosystem?
I mean, once you bite into the apple, you just kind of gotta eat it all. You
Oh,
you know, I mean, it just
mm.
works flawlessly all together. It's just nice. And why have that additional struggle when you have an Android phone if everything else is Apple? Just make your life simple. Just
Ooh,
easy.
did y'all hear her? She said when you get into this ecosystem, you gotta stay locked. She said it just works. Like Steve Jobs said back in the day, it just works.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so amazing.
Don't hate me though. I love all phones. I love all companies.
No, and that's true. I think of most people that are hardcore into tech, right? I call myself the captain of Team Apple, but you guys know I rock an Android phone. I whip along with my iPhone, of course, but I have a Galaxy S20. I've used Android phone before. I'll use them again, but the majority of my tech products are Apple. I'm looking at this 16-inch MacBook Pro right here in front of me, which I'm streaming off of. I got my iPad Pro 2020 to the left here. I got my iPhone 11 Pro Max right here in my hand. So, I mean, the way, like, it's like Michelle said, the ecosystem is so convenient, easy to like just integrate, and everything works together so seamlessly that it's hard to leave it when everything works together as well as these Apple products do. It's not saying that Android products are bad, but Apple products work so well together that it's hard to like go outside of that ecosystem because it just works so well.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's just your preference. If you start out with an Apple, especially computer wise, where you have all your documents, your Apple Music, all that stuff, it's just hard to have your phone be a different software and everything. So, yeah, it's my opinion.
Definitely. I mean, it's like I tell people, there's always this argument, iOS versus Android, but at the end of the day, it's basically like Michelle said, it's all about personal preference. What works best for you, what fits into your workflow the best. There's no right or wrong answer because ultimately they both do the same thing. They just take different roads to get to the same destination. But ultimately, whatever you can do on iOS, you can do on Android. Whatever you can do on Android, you can do on iOS. So, I mean, there's no right or wrong answer. Just go with what makes you more comfortable.
Exactly. And I don't think you have to be married essentially to one thing. If you want to venture out like I did, I ventured out with the note because I thought, ooh, drawing would be fun. I experienced that for 2 years. But it's ultimately, yeah, what's more convenient for you and your lifestyle.
That's right. That's right. So, let's get into a little bit of a deeper conversation here.
Mm.
Obviously, you are a woman and you're a woman in tech. You make tech videos. You have a great love of tech. So, I'm curious to get your thoughts, Michelle, on why aren't there more women interested in technology?
I don't know. I mean, I've always been involved in technology or have the love for it since I could remember. I always snuck around, my parents' cameras, played around with it growing up. My sister, for example, is the complete opposite. She breaks anything technology wise. If she touches something, it breaks. Like she'll tell you. She's like, I just break technology. I guess going back to the first question of why I did YouTube is that I never really saw anyone like myself on YouTube, a Hispanic woman that's in technology. That wasn't really something super common. And I thought, well, I like it. Maybe there are other, Hispanic uh, Latinas, who like technology. And I think it's fun to share. I know everyone always calls me a nerd in my circle of friends and stuff because I'm the only one that likes technology, but I think it's fun. I don't know why we should dab more into it.
I would agree. I don't know. I think it has a little bit to do with, and I've asked other women the same question, and I think it has a lot to do with how at a young age women, for whatever reason, are just steered away from technology, or maybe it's the fact that technology is a mostly male dominated field. It's just they're not comfortable being in a field dominated by men, so they steer away from it. But I think, like I said, it starts. I think according to the other women that I've asked about this, it starts at an early age with them just being steered away from technology or for whatever reason, technology not being deemed as cool to young girls. And it's unfortunate because the tech space could use more women, and there's nothing wrong with women being involved in and liking and enjoying technology. I would hope they would have a better understanding of how it works, given that it practically runs everything that we do right now. So it would be fruitful to have more women involved in tech.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, going back to like starting it at a young age and stuff. I actually went to school 6th grade in Mexico, and there you have to pick certain classes that will teach you skills for work. So you have to plants and stuff like that. You have the field of milk to learn how to do things with milk, and then there was electronics. How to fix lights, how to fix everything, and that's what I want to do. That was my first choice, but that got filled up, and there was no women that got into that class, and instead I got deemed into learning how to do stuff with milk, and so I learned how to do caramels. I learned how to do candies, all that stuff. But my main interest was like, I want to learn how to fix a light bulb, how to do electricity, all that stuff. And so I think going back to the Hispanic culture, it's not really common for women to learn that sort of stuff, that side of the field.
So, do you think that this is something that will change in the future, or do you think it'll stay the status quo with women like just being steered away from tech or just not being interested in tech in general?
I think over the years we've seen more and more women in the tech field, and I think with more rising, I think it's definitely going to be on a change where it's going to be more common. It's going to be considered cool, to be a woman in technology, and I think it's going to be a good change.
I believe that too. I think, especially with the STEM curriculums that are out there now, and the fact that we are finally seeming to be trying to gear more women towards technology, I think in the future you will see more women in the tech space and being heavily involved in technology in the years down the road. So that's definitely a good look that's happening right now.
For sure, yeah. Yep.
Question for you. For those of y'all that are not aware who listen to this on audio only, this is a live stream that's happening right now on YouTube, and it's happening with video. So, Michelle, what camera are you using to film right now?
I'm just using the 27-inch iMac front
Ah,
lens
okay,
camera.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. iMac,
Yep.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Now, the camera that I'm currently using, as I do with all my live streams, is a camera that Michelle happens to own, and it is the Sony A7 III. So, give us your thoughts on the A7 III, Michelle.
Ooh, that's been like a dream lens of mine camera for years. When I switched from Canon to Sony, when I made the decision that I was going to change, I absolutely love it. I mean, yes, that's not perfect. I think what is it, like the color science, all that stuff. I get it, but it works for me. I really, really like it. I think it's a little beast. It's awesome.
All right, so let's get a little bit deeper into that because I mean, just like we have these iOS versus Android tech wars in the YouTube comment section, you got the Canon versus Sony battle in the comment section. So you just said that you switched from Canon to Sony. So why the switch for you?
Um, I think I liked Sony from the start, but it was kind of expensive to get into, particularly the lenses and stuff like that. I had the Canon M50, I think it was, so relatively inexpensive for say with the kit lens. I just liked the Sony ecosystem, the lenses that they had, the system, the way it worked that caught my eye. And that's just when I just kind of made the decision, I'm going to sell everything Canon and go full force, Sony. However, now with the whole Canon, what is it, the R5 new camera coming out, that's very tempting, but I must stay. I have to stay in Sony because I already invested too much.
Woo, yeah, I'm not a big camera nerd, but every time I hear people talking about Sony versus Canon, a lot of people seem to think that the Canon color science is better and things like that, and the Canon has some people think that Canon has better autofocus. I don't know if that's the case because Sony's autofocus is pretty damn good. But yeah, it's interesting to hear these camera conversations, especially given the fact that I am not a camera nerd, so I don't know too much about it. But I mean, there was a video done I think last year on May the 4th, and it was like this whole like Star Wars like Canon versus Sony video, and it was just crazy. But that's an actual thing in these comment sessions. Oh, Canon better, no Sony better, no Canon better, no Sony better, no Canon better. I mean, it's crazy out here, Michelle. It's crazy.
I know. I don't know why people have to be so like. I guess it's just the fan people. You know what I mean? My coworker actually is Canon. We get along. We get along great. We work great together. And we each have our own. I have Sony. He has Canon. We can work together, everyone.
Definitely. Speaking of Sony cameras, I don't know if you are keeping track, but they recently announced their new vlogging camera, the VZ1. You got any thoughts on that particular camera?
I was kind of unimpressed. I mean, obviously the biggest thing that changed was obviously the flip out camera, what is it called? Viewer
Yep.
thing display, which I think that's awesome. But everything else, meh, just seemed underwhelming. That's based on the reviews that I've seen and videos, I was just kind of like, nah, didn't really. I'm glad it didn't interest me because then that means I don't have to buy it. I didn't want it. So
She's like, I'm keeping the wallet in the pocket.
yes.
So shout out to the 20 of you all that are watching this podcast live. Thank you very much for watching me and Michelle tonight. I greatly appreciate you guys. Thank you. If you wish to support the podcast monetarily, super chats are open. Those are a thing. Also, you have the option of becoming a channel member. So that is definitely a thing if you want to do that. None of this stuff is required, but anything that you can contribute would be greatly appreciated. Also, if you don't want YouTube taking 30% of your super chat donation, you can buy me a coffee. The link is in the description. Again, not required, but you can donate if you choose to. Also, if you are using an iOS device and you want to become a channel member, you can click the link that I just pasted in the chat because I know it doesn't show up on Apple devices because, the war between Apple and Google and app developers as a whole. But yeah, the link is there if you want to become a channel member. And I see Janosin is pasting the buy me a coffee link in there. So thank you, Janosin, for that. For those of y'all listening on audio only, thank you very much for listening to the podcast this week with me and Michelle. I appreciate you guys rocking out with me each and every week. If you want to support the podcast monetarily, there will be links in the show notes for you to do that. Again, it's not required, but anything that you want to donate is greatly appreciated. Also, if you happen to be watching this podcast, if you happen to be listening to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, please consider leaving a rating or review. That helps the podcast be discovered by more people, and we want more people discovering VypDrive. So thank you guys who are listening on audio. I appreciate you guys rocking out with me each and every week. So Michelle, you are heavy into tech. Are you keeping track of all of the smartphones that are coming out or that have come out this year? Have you been keeping track at all?
Not so much. I mean, thanks to Twitter, that's kind of where I get all of my, synopsis, quick view of the new technology that's coming out. So I've heard about, long ago about the iPhone 11, all that stuff, and the 12 coming out soon. I mean, since that's the one I want to get, that's kind of the only one that I've been keeping tabs on.
Okay. What are your thoughts on the recently released iPhone SE?
I find it kind of interesting, I guess is the right word. Not for me, but I'm not really sure who it is for, actually. I don't know. Did you end up getting it?
I did. I do have one, yes.
Did you like it?
Yeah, oh yeah. It's an amazing device. I couldn't use it full time myself just because the battery is way too small and the screen the battery the battery is too small and the screen is too small. So between the battery being small and the screen being small, I couldn't use it as a full-time phone myself, but it is an awesome device for anybody that has an iPhone 6, 7, or 8 or older than that. If you're thinking about upgrading or you're way overdue for an upgrade, I would definitely recommend an iPhone SE. And I think we have somebody in the comments right now watching on an iPhone SE. Like I said, I would highly recommend it for those of y'all that have older iPhones that are finally due for an upgrade. Definitely check that out. The SE is legit. So Michelle, do you own an Apple Watch by chance?
Yes, I'm still actually rocking. Now, don't make fun of me. The first.
Wait.
Series 1.
The Series 1.
Yep.
Okay.
Still.
Stop the podcast. Stop the podcast. Stop the podcast right now. Stop the podcast. All right, Michelle. We got to talk. We got to have a serious talk right now. You realize that the Apple Watch has been out for what? 4 years now? And you're rocking the Series 1. Why are you still rocking the Series 1 when there are much better Apple Watches out there?
Okay, I've gotten really, really close to upgrading, but it's like, do I really want to spend the $500 right now when this still technically works? I mean, it gives me alerts. It's slow. It's definitely a lot slower, but I mean, it does its job. So I'm just waiting for the rainy day that I feel like spending $500.
Okay. I can definitely understand that. I mean, you gotta take a stock of your priorities and you gotta rock out with where your priorities lie and what you can do with the available funds and things like that.
Exactly.
I
I'm
would
trying to be
highly
an adult.
right. Obviously, because adult things suck, but we have to manage. We all have to manage being an adult. But I would highly recommend you upgrade to at least an Apple Watch Series 3 or newer if you can. I currently have a Series 4. I love it. The cool thing about the Series 3 and newer is that they have those special heart detection features on it. Like they got the Series 4 has the ECG where you can take the ECG of your heart. You got heart monitoring on the Series 3 and 4 and newer. So, I mean, and it's not, I mean, some people might think that yeah, those features will only be good for people with heart conditions, but you don't know. Those watching could potentially save your life. So I would highly recommend anybody who doesn't have a Series 3 or newer go out and get at least a Series 3 or newer. Hell, you can get a Series 3 right now, I think for like $200 at most places. So it's not it's all that expensive. So if you I would definitely recommend upgrading to at least a Series 3 if you can, because it might save your life. It could. You never know.
I thought about like upgrading even if it was just a 3, but knowing myself, I like to get the newest thing that's out right now. So it goes back to again that like price tag of the what are we now in Series 4 or are
We're on
we on
Series
5
5.
now?
We're on
5
5.
now, yeah. And so I don't know, just a constant debate.
For no doubt. Shout out to my man Battery Power, who's a channel member, dropping a $9.99 super chat. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. No doubt, no doubt. Also, shout out to my man Buzz703 for the coffee, Buzz. Thank you for the coffee. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you all rocking out and hanging out with me and Michelle tonight. So, Michelle, you currently have an iPhone 8 Plus. So I'm curious, are there any features that are not currently on your iPhone or iPhone in general that you would like to see on the next iPhone?
It's a tough question. You know, like phone-wise, phone technology, I've noticed like over the course of the years has for me has kind of died down. Like I use this, to text, to call the people that I need to, watch YouTube as probably like everyone else does. So as far as like great, I don't know, like major features, they're not really that important for me. So I don't know. I haven't really thought about features that aren't yet on it. What about you?
The people have heard me rate over and over again, but I need my iPhone to have picture-in-picture. Now,
Okay.
I don't know why this is not a thing on iPhones yet, and it's made even more infuriating where I have this iPad Pro that's sitting right next to me that has picture-in-picture. But for whatever reason, Apple consistently holds the feature back from iPhone. So I don't know why this is a thing. I'm hoping that this changes in iOS 14. I highly doubt it, but I can pray and I can dream, and I am praying to the spaceship God. Apple, please add that picture-in-picture on iPhone already. What is the hold up? What are you waiting for? The code is already in place. Like I said, the feature is just on iPad. So there's no reason why the code can't be ported to iPhone, and then we can have the glory, the holy grail of iPhone featurette, baby. Let's go.
That would be awesome. I'd support that. Heck yeah.
Absolutely. So you mean to tell me there's nothing that you wish your iPhone 8 Plus could do that it doesn't do?
I mean,
there has to be something that phone doesn't do that you wish it could do.
I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, no, I don't know. I can't think of anything.
Okay.
I'm pretty
All right.
content.
You know what? I'm gonna keep bugging you about this on Twitter. We're gonna figure this out. I know there is something that the phone doesn't do that you wish you could do. We'll figure this out. Maybe not today on the podcast, but we're gonna figure this out on Twitter. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. Detective Viper is on the case.
I'm gonna need more time to digest and see exactly what. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna have to think about that.
That's right. We're gonna have to revisit this issue. We will revisit this definitely. Oh man. So Michelle, right now we are currently in the middle of a global pandemic. It has completely changed the way that we have done things and changed all of our lives. There are travel restrictions. There are social distancing things going on. I think before we went live, or maybe sometime during the podcast, you said that you are currently with your parents down in Texas because you have recently relocated to Chicago, but now you're back in Texas to be with your parents because of the old situation going on. So how has life changed for you, besides the obvious, given the current circumstances?
Well, yeah. I mean, this year has gone crazy. I mean, it started out great. I thought, hey, this is going to be finally my year. I got a great new job, which relocated me to Chicago, which is my hometown. So started there in February. I was settling in, things were good. And I think it was the weekend that Chicago, it was a Sunday that said, hey, starting midnight, we're closing bars, we're closing restaurants, everything. So Saturday, the day before everything was supposed to be closed, I had several appointments to look at apartments because I was like, okay, I've been here for a little bit now. I want to bring my dog back from Texas, find a place. I ended up canceling all those appointments because my parents were coming to visit me that weekend. And then Sunday night, everything happens. I like text my boss real quick. I was kind of freaking out because I had people telling me, my parents telling me, come here now to be with us. They didn't want us to be separated. And then I had my aunt and uncle who I was staying with at the time to be like, don't go. What if it's dangerous? We don't know how the roads are because I'd have to drive by myself. So it was a really stressful night. I got the green light to come to Chicago to bring my work, and I just drove out here. So now everything's just kind of on pause as far as my life back in Chicago and, s- you know, establishing myself over there. So currently I'm back here in Dallas to be with my parents, to be with my dog, which I'm super grateful for that. I wouldn't change that for the world. But it's hard not being able to see friends, which I think is the biggest thing, extended family. I think the not hugging thing is probably one of the hardest.
Mm.
That's been really hard. Not being able to like go see and visit my grandmother that's in Chicago right now. Um, so in that aspect, yeah, it's been tough to adjust.
Yeah, I think this whole situation has been a tough adjustment for all of us. I mean, this thing has completely changed the way that we live life, and even when we get on the other side of this pandemic, there will never be the norm. The only thing that will exist after the pandemic will be a new normal that we'll have to adjust to over time. But it's crazy what's going on with everything that's happening with the pandemic and other stuff happening in the world right now. It's the world has literally lost its mind, literally.
I don't know, man. Like it just went from like going incredibly to just like just terrible. I don't even know.
Yeah, but it's like I always say, there's always the light at the end of the tunnel. It's always darkest before the dawn. So at some point, we will get back to some sense of normalcy, even though it will be a new norm. But at some point, we will get back to a sense of things operating as they should. But right now, it's just not it.
Yeah, nope. We still have a few, I think, before we get there.
No doubt. So right now, Michelle, we are in the age of smartphones. Manufacturers are cranking out brand new smartphones each and every year. But I think that we are kind of plateaued as far as how far we can take smartphone hardware. I think the next battle is going to be on the software front. We know that virtual reality is out there, augmented reality is out there. There's even mixed reality and things like that. Um, we got wearable technology, AR glasses, all that stuff is in the pipeline. But I'm curious to get your thoughts on where do you see the next frontier for technology? Where will the next breakthrough technology come at?
I think it has. Well, I mean, we've kind of already dabbed into the whole folding situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the biggest things for years I've always wanted the I can't remember if it was a show or a movie where the tablet is completely see-through, but as soon as you like attach it, like everything shows up. You get to like swipe and all these like holographic things show up, and then you can fold it, and again it's just crystal clear when you close it up. Like that would be kind of cool. um, Hopefully we get into that direction. That'd be totally awesome. Or even any Westworld watchers out there, those really, really cool like phone tablet thingies, beep boop boop. They do all of that stuff. I'm down for that.
You talk about some futuristic Minority Report
Oh
type stuff
yeah.
right there. Woo, okay. I
I'm
mean, I think
ready.
at some point we will definitely get there. I know my man Renee Ritchie talked about neurotech, like having chips implanted in your brain and stuff like that.
Ooh,
I'm guessing at some point we'll get to that one day. Nowhere, no time soon. But
yeah.
at some point we will become bionic. We'll be actually. I think the proper term is cybernetic, right? We'll have
Yeah.
like cybernetic implants in our bodies and things like that, and it's gonna be a brave new world.
Man, I don't know. I'd be kind of scared to do any implant things, but I'm sure by then it'll be like kind of normal. Uh.
I don't think I want tech like implanted into my brain either. But I mean at some point with the rapid advancement of technology, we're heading that way. I mean, that's probably still at least 50 to 100 years away, but we are definitely heading that way.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, again, I'd like to think of myself as an old person that adjusts to the technology. So if if it gets there when I'm like 90, 100 years old, then let's go for it. Let's try it.
So what you're saying is that at 90 years old, you'll let somebody implant some cybernetics in your brain, huh?
Why not? Yes.
Nice. She is tech until she is done, man. She is teched out. She's not playing.
Might as well. Let's become one with technology.
Let's become one with technology indeed. I mean, actually, it's funny because there's a show on Amazon. I haven't watched it yet, but it's called Upload.
Oh,
And it's
yes.
about, I don't know if you watch it or you're familiar, but it's about uploading your consciousness into the cloud after you die. And it's just some next level tech type stuff for real.
Yeah, my sister and I binge watched it a little not too long ago. And we've asked ourselves at the end, well, at the end of it, since like whether or not you want to be uploaded or not when your time comes. I don't know, especially with the show. Have you seen it?
I have not known.
Okay. Well, not to s- you don't not to, it's not really a spoiler, but you essentially pay for if you are uploaded, you have to, depending on how much money you have, allows you to do stuff in the uploaded world. So in that aspect, I don't think I would, because that's you just still have to pay for everything. That defeats the purpose. So yeah.
I mean, what's free though? I mean, you have to pay for everything at this point.
I know, yeah. They just
Shout
keep
out,
extending it.
yeah, definitely. Shout out to my man LeBaron Burden with the $10 super chat. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Like I talk about all the time on these podcasts and streams. If you guys have not checked out this man Popcorn, you should definitely go check out doingtheworldofflavor.com. All one word, doingtheworldofflavor.com. The man has 250 flavors of gourmet popcorn. It is excellent. If you follow us on Twitter, you guys know this popcorn is all over the tech space. The dude LeBaron is a heavy supporter of the tech community. So shout out to my man LeBaron for his support of us. And the popcorn is fire. Y'all should definitely go check it out if you haven't already. It's legit. So Michelle, what are some things that you would like to see happen in the tech space that are maybe in the works, or something that maybe you wish would happen in the future?
Like anything technology?
Anything tech wise, yeah.
Ooh. I mean, I know I don't know. I mean, I'm really looking forward to I'm looking forward to the PS5. I'm a huge PlayStation player.
Okay.
Not that I don't let these headsets fool you. I am not a gamer at all. I'm very, very bad at them, but I enjoy playing them. But I guess it's just, I don't know, being able to be just with the whole folding phone when that first came out. There's so much. I saw a lot of backlash at it, and yes, it turned out to be kind of crappy technology and breaking. The whole flexi glass thing kept ripping. But I think that's what we need, is just to try out outrageous ideas and just go from there, see what works. And holographics, heck, make it,
Now, when
that
you
on the
say
phone.
try out outrageous ideas, I mean, do you have like something in particular, or what are you thinking about exactly?
I mean, I think it just goes to the simple as trying to find a tablet that can fold and use that as an everyday, as maybe as a phone. Maybe you don't no longer need a cell phone, but like an iPad, that's your go-to for everything, whether it be laptop, everything, just that one tablet.
Ooh, okay.
I don't know.
So what you're talking about is potential all-in-one device that could be like your laptop, tablet, and cell phone all in one. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. I mean,
Mm.
I think for the most population that maybe don't need to do heavy, well, I don't know. I think I would like to see it being able to handle anything that a computer can handle. Everything in a tablet. I think it goes back to the whole Westworld thing. That thing can do coding. You do a bunch of like crazy stuff on it, but it slims down and easy to use for anyone.
That is some interesting stuff. I mean, I think we're kind of headed that way anyway. I know Apple has something called Project Catalyst in the work where they're trying to merge macOS and iOS applications and make them work across all platforms. So at some point, I mean, that's going to come to fruition. And obviously, we know that foldable technology is out there. It's still in its infancy, but you got devices like the Galaxy Fold out there. You got Huawei making their foldable devices. We know that Apple has patents out there for foldable tech. So folding tech is definitely coming into its own. I still don't know how practical it is given the durability issue that folding technology is facing at the moment. But I got to believe that more and more R&D is done about folding tech as a whole, it's going to get better each and every year and each and every iteration. And maybe someday folding tech becomes the norm. Not right now, but maybe someday we do have folding phones as a regular thing. So it's interesting to think about.
Yeah, and I think it'd be cool. I know it kind of exists right now. Is like the actual virtual reality where you see yourself inside of a game, and then you have to like walk around. But I'd like to see that more to be able to be like more in a consumer
Yep.
price point, where everyone can do it. Because I think that would be amazing, especially for multiplayers. Like, hey, meet you at this planet or whatever for this mission. You kind of like pop yourself into the game, you're inside, and you, I don't know, go out there and play.
No, that's definitely practical to the average consumer. Definitely. Shout out to Jordan Floyd for the $5 super chat. Just want to show support, love your enthusiasm, and your hustle. Thanks, man. I'm just out here doing my thing, making the content. I know I paused videos on the main channel for the week, but still doing these live streams because I schedule people, and I'm not about to reschedule people because trying to get people locked down is difficult already. So I wasn't about to reschedule any of these podcasts. So we are the show must go on. The show must go on. Oh man. So I know you're an iPhone girl, Michelle, but is there any Android phones out there right now that you would want to try out or have
Oh,
or get your hands on?
the Galaxy Fold, hands down. I would love to try that out. I think it's amazing. I think it's ballsy that they did it. That even though I know it's not where it should be as far as the standard, the durability, but you have to start out somewhere and just improve. Go from there.
Yeah, we know that the original Galaxy Fold had all types of issues, but I am definitely excited, Michelle, about the Galaxy Fold 2. One of the big gripes about the original Galaxy Fold was that small front display. I think it was like 4.6 inches. It was tiny or barely usable.
Yeah.
But there are rumors that with the next iteration, the front screen is going to be 6.6 inches or something like that. So if they can make that front screen bigger, in addition to the 7.6 or 7.3 inch display on the inside, I think that makes it a much more versatile and usable device as a whole. And just to see the type of camera tech and other tech that they include with a foldable, not to mention that there are a lot of rumors suggesting S Pen support for the foldable device. So if they include S Pen support on the Fold 2, I think that makes that a very, very compelling device.
Yes, I think for sure in the first one, that front image thing seemed kind of like a joke to me. Like, what? Why was it so small? Like, I don't know who okayed that design. Sorry, but other than that,
She said, "Let me speak to your manager." That's what she said. She said, "Let me speak to your manager."
I'm gonna pull my Karen card. No,
don't hate me. Not the K card. Not the K card. Oh no. Oh, that's savage right there. That's savage.
I'm rooting for them though. So
yeah, I mean, like Samsung is one of my favorite tech companies because I love their Android devices. Their Android devices are my absolute favorites. I have a Galaxy device every year. So I mean, I love what Samsung is doing with the Android because they're the ones that push Android forward. It's funny because most of the newer features that first appear on Samsung Galaxy devices ultimately end up in the newest Android OS updates as a whole. I mean, Samsung was the first to have multi-window support. And then like 3 or 4 years later, it became baked in on Android. I think Samsung was probably one of the first ones that included wireless charging on their Android devices. A few years later, when Apple went with it on their iPhones, it became more of a mainstream thing. So Samsung is definitely an industry leader as far as pushing innovation feature-wise on their Android devices. So I love that they pack in so many features on their Galaxy devices. I love. I don't love the Galaxy S20 camera, but that's another story for another day.
Yeah. No, I definitely think that they push the limits and good for them. Someone's got to do it.
That's right. Somebody has to get it done.
Yep. They're the ones that also have the backwards charging, right? That you could charge
yes, the reverse wireless charging. Yes. Yep.
Yeah. That's really cool too.
Yeah, you can use your phone to charge your other devices, like AirPods and Galaxy Buds and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
I can't, you know what? Honestly, I can't imagine myself using my phone to charge another device because you want to conserve your phone battery, of course. But I mean, if you need it in a pinch, I mean, it's nice to have that feature available.
Yeah, I think it comes in handy, especially in regards to the wireless buds. I think if for some reason you forget to charge them and you have a full battery on your phone, and to have that just safety net to be able to charge regardless where you're at, I think that's a cool feature to have.
Yeah, I mean, it's always nice to have a safety feature. It's like a safety valve. I mean, if your phone is like charged up or charged up enough, and you have another device that is almost on its deathbed, then it's nice to have your phone able to charge that device in a pinch. So definitely legit.
Yeah.
So Michelle, I know you own a bunch of Apple devices. I am curious as to which is your favorite Apple product at the moment.
I think it has to be the iPad Pro. I have the
Pro.
11-inch, and then obviously now with the Magic Keyboard, I'm carrying it all around the house. Whether I just go for the kitchen for dinner, I'm always carrying it. Not only because it makes you feel important, because it's a beautiful, beautiful device.
Yes, yes.
I'm walking around in my pajamas, but with an iPad Pro. So, yeah, I think that's definitely one of my favorite Apple products right now, for sure.
All right, so I guess my next question is probably going to fall in line with that one. Would you say that the iPad Pro has been your quarantine go-to tech?
Oh yes, that and the Switch.
Oh,
I
that's right.
carry
You have a
those.
Switch.
Yeah, so I've been carrying. Yeah, that's what I use morning and night.
And I think I even saw in one of your videos you are big into Animal Crossing like everybody else, right?
I finally fell into that rabbit hole. I've been holding out for so long because I knew the consumption of it. I knew that I was going to get addicted. And both me and my cousin kind of signed like a pact to not get it. We were helping each other out. We're like, we don't need it. We don't need it. We're fine. And she didn't have the Switch. So she's like, man, I have to buy a Switch plus the game. So we held out for a good 2 months. And then finally we're like, F it. We're going to buy it. And so she bought the Switch. She got her Animal Crossing. So did I. And yeah, I've been hooked ever since.
So was it worth it? Was it worth it for you?
Oh, yeah. It's nice. It's fun. I mean, I knew it, but I tried to fool myself in believing that I wasn't going to get it and that it would be okay. But no, yeah, I like it a lot.
Man, that Animal Crossing has gotten everybody. I don't have a Switch, unfortunately, so I don't know anything about the Animal Crossing life, but everybody who gets in that Animal Crossing rabbit hole, there's no return out here. There's no return.
Yeah, it gets you.
It gets you hard. It gets you hard. Oh, man. Michelle Martinez, excellent conversation. Thank you for joining me on the podcast.
Heck yeah, man. I'm so excited when you reached out. It was like super cool. I was really, really excited.
No doubt, no doubt. I appreciate the time. Before we get out of here, though, let the people know where they can find you.
Well, pretty much Instagram, YouTube, Windy City 92, YouTube, and then on YouTube, I think the link is on here, right? Also, either my name, Michelle Martinez, or the Windy City 92. But Instagram and Twitter, you can find me at Windy City 92.
No doubt, no doubt. For those of y'all watching this live on YouTube, thank you very much. I appreciate you guys rocking out with me this week on VypDrive. If you donated, super chatted, bought me a coffee, any of that good stuff, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys rocking out each and every week. If you want to visit Michelle on YouTube, the link is in the chat right now, so definitely go give her channel a look. She is legit. She is getting it done. For those of y'all listening on, try it again. That was terrible. For those of y'all listening on audio only, thank you very much for listening to the podcast this week with Michelle Martinez. I appreciate you guys rocking out each and every week with me on VypDrive. If you would like to support the podcast by donating, there will be links in the show notes for you to do that. Also, if you want to follow Michelle at her social media outlets, all that information will be in the show notes as well. So thank you guys for checking that information out. Also, if you happen to be listening to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, please consider leaving a rating or review as it helps more people discover VypDrive. And we want more people to rock out and hear and listen to the podcast. And I interview all these amazing creators in the tech space. And some of the creators are not even in the tech space, but it's always nice to get people on here for these awesome conversations. So thank you very much. But thank you again to Michelle. Appreciate the time. So thank you.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me. See you guys soon.
No doubt. Like I said, her channel link is in the chat right now. If you guys want to go check her out, which I would highly recommend, no doubt. And for those of y'all watching on YouTube, I will be back tomorrow night with my man Podcastich, Bandrew coming to the podcast. So I will be back tomorrow night live because, seriously, at this point, what day am I not live? I'm like, it's not if Viper's live. It's only when Viper's live because I'm always live. But I'll be back tomorrow night. But until the next time, people, this your boy Viper, the man about tech. You know where to find me. So come back for more.